clever people!
And welcome to our review of Gem and the Holograms. Connor, what is this movie about?
Gem and the Holograms is about a girl who writes her own songs and is embarrassed to post them online. And then her sister posts one of her videos of her singing online, and she becomes a viral hit, and she gets signed as a band. So, what do you find good about this movie?
Good things, music. I mean, the music is really what this movie was pulling in the entire time. The whole thing was that it's, a concert movie about musical. It's kind of like a boy band, but with girls, It's just a viral sensation. So the music was good. I liked how they had a lot of their own original songs in it. The average movie would have had a lot of cover songs because they were too lazy to write their own songs. But really, I thought that writing their own songs was a creative way to establish it. What did you think was good?
Okay, I went into this movie thinking it was going to be I thought it was better. Well, I thought it was going to be bad, but it was better, certainly better than what I thought it was going to be. And I liked how it was like two stories in one. Like there was like a robot part of the thing where they're finding pieces in a robot, and there's another part where it's the singing and she's getting signed as the drama between the girls.
Yeah, there was definitely those two sides. I thought that although the robot did affect it, I thought that in the beginning it was like the robot was there for no reason at the beginning. It was just kind of setting things up, but eventually once it finally came to the point, it started making sense. Yeah, I went into this movie thinking the same thing as you, that I'm going to hate it, and I did. I hated this movie because it's probably the most predictable movie I've ever seen. You can call everything coming. I was turning to my dad the entire movie and saying, okay, this is going to happen. Happened. This is going to happen. Happened. This is going to happen. It just over and over and over again. You could see everything as it was going to happen. It was a really predictable movie.
I didn't feel that way. I did feel it was predictable at parts. I just didn't feel like the entire movie was predictable. Like there was, I think, one scene that I predicted, which either says that I suck at reviewing movies, or this movie was better than what you say.
Yeah, who knows? It's all opinion, It's never really, it's opinion. You don't suck at reviewing movies. Something I also found kind of strange was the whole how it was all about Jim, when really she had a sister, and the dad should have focused on the two of them when it was mostly about Jim. And I thought that there would be some sort of jealousy about that. I mean, the sister seemed fine with it, that it was all about Jim, and Jim's so great at singing, and Jim's this, and Jim's that, and Jim's that. And she never really felt a lot. I was also confused on the two other sisters. I guess they were, maybe I missed it.
Foster sisters.
Sisters, yeah. I felt like they were just there for added drama. And I never felt any of the emotional tension that the movie was trying to get at. I thought the writing was one of the worst written scripts of the year. It's just, there's a lot of things that really didn't pan out well.
Okay, I don't agree with you much there, but the part that I really didn't like about this movie, the part that would make me not want to see this movie again, is the singing. I thought it was great music. I really liked the music, but it was so obvious they were lip syncing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, Aubrey Peoples. That's it. I said that she sang some of the songs, but I think that the other three singers in it weren't actually singing the song. You know how Molly Ringwald played the ant? What did you think of her as playing the ant?
She was okay. She was probably
She was okay. I mean, she's done better work. She's trying to get her, kickback in Hollywood. Yeah, she's trying to get her paycheck to pay her bills. But I mean, she must be still collecting revenue from 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club, because those are still cult classics. People are still watching those every day. I just feel like this movie was made so that moms could see the return of Molly Ringwald and little girls could see the singing, and I think that that's really what the movie was geared towards. Probably, it's not our demographic.
Yeah.
It's not meant for us. It's meant for younger kids and their moms to go to the movie and have a fun night.
Yeah. What I think they did for the singing is the main character, Jem, sang the songs in the studio, and then they auto-tuned the crap out of it.
Yeah.
And then lip-synced it. Oh my gosh, there's a piercing, like, where they're singing it, and it's so obvious that they're lip-syncing. It's funny, like, and there are parts of times where she's going, like, and it's totally not, it's totally nothing like what, like, they're bad at lip-syncing.
Yeah.
But, like, the piercing was an entirely different, like, sure, that's gonna happen when you're gonna sing when police are standing above you.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily the smartest. I thought that, I mean, they did clearly have a message. I thought they beat you over the head with it a little. I thought that they're like, you can be yourself, and it just kept on going on and on and on. They started out with, okay, they're gonna fire her, and there's the Instagram videos, and then there's this, and then there's that, and then there's this, and then there's that. It's a snowball effect of just be yourself. It's okay. Yet most of the movie was devoted to being Jem instead of, and obviously, I mean, that's the whole goal that they were going towards. I feel like the message was a little offbeat, and that the filmmakers realized that, so they thought that beating you over the head with it would make it more apparent. I don't know.
I did find that, but what I really thought was good, like the best part about this movie, was the Instagram videos and the random YouTube videos where, like, people are, like, singing and playing music, and, like, intermission, like, in between a thing, like, in the middle, like, where they're doing something, there's people drumming and stuff.
Yeah.
And I really liked her going through the Instagram, because it really looked realistic. It really looked like she was on Instagram and Facebook, looking at videos that people had sent her. And I did feel heartfelt. Like, I'm not sure if you did, but...
No, not really. But yeah, the social media aspect, I did like how they actually incorporated social media. They weren't like, oh, they won't notice anyway. But really, you know, social media is just getting so big now, you can't think, oh, they won't notice anyway. You have to make it real. I thought that the YouTube videos in between were kind of random, but they did work well for the movie as kind of like a side score to the movie. I thought that was good. So, what would your score be? I'll go.
I did think it was a better the movie than he did. I'll give it a 6.2.
6.2. I'm giving it a 2.5.
Wow, that's really low.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of enjoyment out of this movie. It was just a lot of cliche, beating you over the head messages. I mean, it has its demographic. You're gonna get the little girls that like the singing, and obviously there's gonna be some people like you that feel the heartfelt stuff. I just personally myself didn't really feel any of it. Well, now we should go on to the two movies we're comparing it to.
Yes.
So
this is called Movie Tournament. So.
Yeah. So our two movies are Frozen and West Side Story. Let's start with Frozen first, because alphabetical order. So what do you think of Frozen? It's a very controversial movie.
Frozen, I feel, is the movie that all girls love and all boys pretend they hate it and say it's the most annoying thing they've ever heard.
Same thing. Yeah, I just like, because the first day that I saw opening day with my cousin and me, and my aunt, my Nana as well. So we went to the movie theater, we got our tickets, and I mean, it was a fun time. It was an enjoyable movie. There was great singing in it. I didn't know Christian Bell could sing. She did really well. There was a lot of great comedic relief from Olaf, and there was all this great stuff. I'm like, yeah, that was a cute movie. I give it a 7.5. And then the unbelievable it was everywhere. It was in fruit snacks. It was in castles. It was dresses. There were dresses. I went to a Disney store and there was an auction going off for the Elsa dress. An auction. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just, I did enjoy the movie. I just got way too oversaturated with it. I thought it was everywhere, and you know, that's just the movie getting too big. It's like the 6th most money-making movie of all time. And that's got nothing to do with the movie. The movie's a fun, enjoyable time. It's just everywhere. It's still everywhere. I mean, parents are getting poor because of Frozen, because they just keep on buying Frozen stuff.
Whenever someone says "Let It Go" to me, someone goes, "Let it go."
Yeah.
Let it go.
You're like, that's the 15,000th time I've heard that song today. It's everywhere. And they had the little skit of Frozen Fever before Cinderella, and I found it funny that they had the little snowball creatures. They were just, they were like miniature Olafs, and I'm like, okay, parents are gonna spend lots of money on that. And how literally in the beginning they're in their normal dresses, and then Elsa goes, whoosh, whoosh, the new dresses, and now parents are gonna have to buy those dresses as well. It's just, there's so much merchandise, and it got annoying to a point, because I mean the movie's good, but it's not amazing. Star Wars, for example, is a movie that I understand why it's so big, because it's a great movie, and it deserves to be that big. I didn't think Frozen really did, but that has nothing to do with the movie. I mean, the movie's a fun, enjoyable time.
I felt Frozen Fever was a gimmick to make kids like, oh no, you're still liking Frozen. We're still working on Frozen too. Yeah, we're still like Frozen.
That's exactly what it was. And I just wonder, when Frozen 2 comes out, if all of the little girls that like this stuff are going to be our age.
They're going to be like 13.
So. They're going to be 13, and they're going to be like, Frozen, that was a kid movie that I liked. Well, they have a corner of the room that's like this big with Frozen stuff everywhere. Parents are like, darn, I guess that was just a phase. Yeah, it's just, I'm not sure how Frozen 2 will do. Well, what about West Side Story? What do you think of that movie?
West Side Story, I think, is I think it's the best musical of all time. It was the best musical of all time. Like, Grease, everyone's like, oh my gosh, Grease is the best movie. No, Grease sucks. Compared to West Side Story, Grease is boring. West Side Story the singing is awesome. I just went to a showing of West Side Story at a theater near me, and it was just, the movie is amazing, and I really love it. And it's a great movie. I had actually never seen it, so I just rented it on iTunes last night, watched the first hour of it last night, watched the rest of it this morning, and I was just enthralled. I mean, just watching it on my small iPad, obviously represented right here, I still felt the emotion there. It was just like, because especially the ending where, sorry if you haven't seen it, we're gonna spoil it here. No, 3, 2, guys, if you haven't seen the movie, please skip ahead to 10 more seconds.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1.
Okay, the ending. Oh my god, how he died. That was so depressing. And it came out of nowhere. It's just like they're in love, death. It was just so quick. Yeah, it was.
10 seconds almost up.
Okay.
Okay, so I think it was a very well done movie, and it deserves the amount of Oscars it won. Plus, there wasn't very many Oscars at the time. So it really deserved.
Yeah, and I love how the beginning, the first 20 minutes or so, has no dialogue. It's just them snapping, and in that, you already know, okay, this side doesn't like this side, and these are the relationships between people with snapping and walking, and dance walking. Yeah, sometimes I thought it felt really similar to Romeo and Juliet, and I know that that's what they were trying to go for, but sometimes it felt way too in your face that it was Romeo and Juliet. But besides that, I don't have issues with it. It is a fantastic movie. It's highly enjoyable.
I do find that if you have a 6-year-old, he's not gonna like it. I remember in my band class we tried to watch it, and we ended up watching Tarzan because everyone's like, oh my gosh, this movie sucks! We hate it! And then one kid just yelled, guess what? Blah, blah, blah dies!
Oh my gosh, wow.
Like, yay! We want to see.
Wow.
Yay, we know what happens.
Yeah, we watched it in band, and everyone was focused. At that time, I wasn't really paying attention to it. I don't even remember what I was doing, but yeah, it's definitely an enjoyable movie. So what would you give Frozen on a scale?
I would give Frozen when I watched it, I was giving it 8.5. Now, I'm giving it a 7.
7. Yeah, I gave it an 8 as well when I originally saw it, and I'm only gonna go 0.5 lower just because the merchandise is so annoying. And so probably a 7.5. What about West Side Story?
West Side Story, I will give a 9.6.
9.6. I'll probably give it I haven't really thought. I'll probably give it a 9. It's definitely a highly enjoyable movie. So
Yes.
that is
So
our tournament.
I find that if you're going to watch a movie this weekend, I have seen that Gem and the Holograms is probably the best movie that came out yesterday.
Yeah. I'd say
Paranormal Activity.
I'd say probably see Steve Jobs since it expanded
Yes.
if you haven't seen it yet. But besides that, Gem and the Holograms probably your next best bet. Because
Yes.
I mean, I haven't seen any of the other movies, but just
I've heard that they're terrible.
Yeah. So I guess that's our tournament. So I am Robert Burke,
And I am Connor Kilbert.
and this is the Clever Critics. Bye-bye.
Bye.